How's it going, friends? On today's video, we're talking about one of the coolest neighborhoods and honestly, potentially one of the most luxurious neighborhoods in all of Denver. This is Highlands. Let's go. How's it going, friends? My name is Jesse Lynch. I run the hardest working real estate team in the game. It's called Welcome to Denver. You can check out our website, welcometodenver.co. But this YouTube channel, it's all about helping you find a place to call home here in the Denver metro area. Relocations is what we do, and it's what we do better than anybody else. So if that appeals to you, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, subscribe to this channel, click that bell to get notified so you can see when we put these videos out. And if you wouldn't mind, give the video a thumbs up, say something nice or funny or helpful or whatever in the comments, and I would appreciate that very, very much. And as always, if you want to work with us, we would love to help. You can go to our website, welcometodenver.co. We have a contact form there that you can fill out in like 30 seconds or less. Or you can shoot us an email directly to info@welcometodenver.co. It's all good. They lead to the same spot, so it's totally up to you which way you do it. We just ask that you do, and we'll get the show on the road. We'll get everything going for you. This is what we do all the time. It might feel like overwhelming and a lot to you, but again, this is literally every day for us. And like I said, today we're talking about Highland. This is an amazing neighborhood. This makes our best luxury neighborhood video. It makes our best neighborhood video. It is so cool. There's so much going on here. Some of the best restaurants. Actually, Olinger is right back there. There's also L5, super close, owned by the same place. Both are absolutely incredible. If you come here on a recon trip, check those places out for sure. All right, let's get going. Alright, y'all, right now I'm at a very busy intersection, so pardon any awkwardness. This is 32nd and Zuni. I don't know why. Sometimes people just stop and look, and it makes me feel weird. But we're talking Highland. But Highland is a super, super conveniently located neighborhood in Denver. It's probably about 10 minutes, if that, from downtown Denver. Maybe 25 to 30 minutes to the airport, just right off to the west of the likes of Lodell and Rhino. And actually, the borders are kind of as follows. Just to the north is Sunnyside neighborhood. Beautiful neighborhood, got a video on that. Just to the east is the Rhino neighborhood. Awesome neighborhood, very happening, very artistic. Also got a video on that. To the southeast, you have Lodell and sort of the Union Station neighborhood. To the southwest, you have Jefferson Park. And to the west, you have the West Highland neighborhood, aptly named. Highland is not a huge piece of land, a huge piece of real estate, but it is very dense with a population of 3,900, almost 4,000 exactly currently. It's served by Denver Public Schools, of course, and the designated schools for this area aren't actually really that great. They're okay, you know. North Middle School gets a B, Skinner Middle School gets an A-. That's the best in the bunch. There's Valdez Elementary School that gets a B+, and then, you know, basically what a lot of people might find themselves doing, or find them, you know, trying to navigate, is finding a charter or a magnet program of some sort, because there are so many of those throughout the Denver area, or of course private schools. The median sale price of homes here in Highland is like 1.2 million, almost, just about, which is pretty high. It's considerably higher than that of the rest of the metro. Homes vary from maybe the mid fives to the, I don't know, 3 million point, and about 2/3 of the people who live in the area rent the home they live in rather than owning. But that said, a lot of the single family homes are maybe more likely to be owned, and there are some pretty dense apartment style living closer to downtown, and you'll see a lot of these newer builds coming up in this area. Again, it's very happening. There's a very desirable place, and so you'll see some of these more modest bungalow type homes basically being scraped, and new things like this going up in their way. By the way, it's Halloween today. Happy Halloween, y'all. Really, when I think of Highland, I just think about like one of the trendiest spots in all of Denver. And I think if I was moving here and was just gonna rent when I moved here, which we don't help, by the way, we only help buyers, that's all we really can do. If I was gonna rent, this would be really, really high up on the list of places to live as a newcomer to the city who wants to live in the city. Alright, y'all, right now I'm in the Highlands Historical District. This is a largely historic area where there's pretty much all old and some very, very striking homes here. It's really cute, really quaint, really feels like a classic old neighborhood, whereas once you get closer to downtown, it feels a little more vibrant, a little more urban, a little less neighborhoody, and a little bit newer. But I want to talk about the pros and cons of living in Highland as I see them. So pro number one, it's vibrant, it's happening, there's just stuff going on all the time, it feels very alive. Pro number two, really phenomenal access to downtown, some of the best in Denver, aside from literally living in downtown. Pro number three, you have fundamentally endless options for places to eat, drink, socialize, and all that. And honestly, some of the best restaurants in all of the Denver metro are here in Highlands. Pro number four, beautiful homes, both old and new. You have this historic district absolutely full of beautiful old homes, craftsmen, sort of Victorian era stuff all over the place here. A lot of homes cladded in brick, and it just feels, I don't know, timeless. And then also some beautiful, beautiful scrapes and new builds in closer to downtown, not as much in this historic district. And lastly, it's extremely walkable, and in like a way that you can walk to shops and restaurants, but also in a way that you can take a really nice walk. It's also how I like to think of as trick-or-treatable. In fact, literally today's Halloween and a ton of people have Halloween stuff up, and it's so cool. It's obviously like, this would be the dream for a neighborhood if you wanted to trick or treat and really just feel like the old days, right? Not trunk or treating, right? Proper trick or treating from house to house. But then what are the cons? I think the first con is obvious, it's expensive. I said it earlier, 1.2 million median sale price here. That is not cheap. And then when you combine that with the fact that the public schools are like just okay, I think that becomes an interesting question to ask yourself. Can we manage a magnet charter or public or private school, or can we tolerate the decent schools here? They're okay, right? It's not like they're like bottom of the barrel, but they're not exceptional. They don't make as much sense with the prices, but it's not about that as much here. It's much more about the lifestyle. Con number three is you have pretty solid congestion at some of the major intersections, not all the time, but pretty consistently throughout the day. And then last con is basically cons that are associated with living in a city, an older city. You got narrower streets, very likely to have, you know, older infrastructure, detached garages, that kind of thing. But, you know, that's the trade-off. Character, walkability over, you know, size, shoulder, ability to spread out, and I guess overall newness. Alright, y'all, right here is Platt Street. I'll be honest, I'm on kind of the chiller end of it. Just past this intersection, which is 15th, it gets absolutely like so dense and so full of people and restaurants and things to do that shooting it right now is crazy. Again, it's Halloween. And I've always had an affinity for this part of Highland. It's just a beautiful area, and specifically this building just really does something for me. But before we talk about other places that you might want to consider, if you're liking what you see in Highland, I would just like to say, reach out to us and we would love to help you make a move here, help you buy a house when you do. That's what we do. It's what we do better than anybody else. So go to our website, welcometodenver.co. We have a contact form that you can fill out in like 30 seconds or less, or you can shoot us an email directly to info@welcometodenver.co. It's all good. However you want to do it, they lead to the same spot. So no sweat on our end. We'll get the show on the road and we'll get you here in no time, as easy as possible. I've been saying this a lot lately, but this is a stressful process for you. We understand that, but for us, it's literally every day. So what are some spots you might want to consider if you like Highland? I have quite a few in mind. The closest ones, the most like urban, closest to this feel, I would say are Lodell, lower downtown, Rhino, River North. Those two, and then maybe 5 Points, are kind of the most like in the city, close to downtown, and super vibrant feeling spots. And then the other three are more if you like the more neighborhoody side of Highland, which I love both, so I can't really decide what I would prefer. But these three are all just such beautiful places, and we have virtual tours on literally all of them. Sloan Lake, a huge lake there, very recreational in terms of walking around, running around, biking around it. And then there's Sunnyside, the neighbor just to the north, and then of course West Highland, the neighbor to the west. But that's all I got for you, and I'm about to go into traffic, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.